This episode of the Home Pros Radio Show podcast is brought to you by HomeBinder, the premier home management app. Receive home maintenance reminders, organize your home's inventory, manage your home improvement projects, and more. Stay tuned to get a free upgrade code for HomeBinder worth over $200.
The Home Pros Radio Show.
I'm Tommy Donovan with RIC Home Inspections, and this is the Home Pros Radio Show podcast. We're kicking off this podcast episode with another segment featuring the Closing Contractor Mystery Sound. Listen closely and let's see if you can solve the mystery sound before our listeners do.
The Closing Contractor Mystery Sound.
Man, that blew me away. All right, anybody know what that is? Any hints? Any hints? You want to throw out any hints?
Nah.
No, not yet?
Nah.
All right, so that's it. Here's your Closing Contractor Mystery Sound. All right, if you have any idea what that sound is, call in, shoot us a text. We do have a call. Linda from Greenville. How are you this morning?
Good morning, Linda.
Hey.
Good morning. A circular saw.
Oh, a circular saw for the sound? Let's hear it again.
Yes, sir.
Let's see how it can sound like that.
I see, Linda. That was a good guess, but unfortunately, survey says... Oh.
Good try, Linda.
Yeah, we appreciate you calling in with a guess.
I'm just glad I got in. I'm just glad I was able to call.
Well, I tell you what, I have something for you, Linda, if you can hang on for this next
You
break.
do?
Yeah.
Yes.
Absolutely. So you hang on. We're going to hook you up.
Okay.
We've got another call. Peter from Clifton. You there?
Yes, I am here.
All right, Peter.
Well, I'm going to shoot a guess at that sound.
All right. What we got?
I'm going to say pressure washer.
Oh, what a guess. Very good, Peter. All right, Peter. Thanks for calling in. You nailed it. Good job.
Appreciate it, guys.
Or maybe I should do this one. Yeah? How about this one?
Very nice.
All right. Well,
Very
Peter.
nice.
All right. Well, we're going to get your number off the air. We'll get you hooked up with the Home Pros Radio Show prize pack. Thanks for calling. You got anything planned for today? Anything special?
Man, I'm actually headed to the home improvement store now to pick up some fertilizer. Try to get it out before it rains.
Oh, yeah.
Good idea.
Sounds
Get some of
fun.
that free water, free sprinklers. Peter, thanks for calling, and we'll be in touch.
Love the show. Thank
All right.
you, guys.
Thank you. I appreciate it. I love that you love the show.
Congratulations again to Peter for solving our Closing Contractor Mystery Sound. We'll hear again from our other caller, Linda, later in this podcast. We've got her on hold. In the meantime, let's meet another listener who called in about a mystery sound of his own.
Good morning. This is William from Union. Good morning, William.
Good morning, gentlemen.
Good morning.
Union Mills, by the way.
Yeah.
Not Union.
Well, I had a log home built last year, moved into it in January, and for some odd reason, now the floor squeaks terribly. And we had the representative of the floor company come out and take a look at it. He said the subfloor has detached itself from the joists. And
Yeah.
I'm wondering, what is the best way to fix this problem?
First question is, what kind of flooring do you have over the subfloor?
Engineered hardwood.
Okay.
Engineered hardwood. Okay.
Okay. I'll tell you the best way to fix it, and then we'll try to come up with better ways or decent ways for your situation. I was hoping you were going to say carpet. Because if it's carpet, you pull back the carpet and you run screws. Because what it is, they probably use a nail gun to nail down your subfloor to the joist, and
I'm sure they did.
and they will back out. So it's better to use screws on the subfloor into the joist to where it doesn't back out.
Right.
So if you said carpet, I would say, okay, pull it all back, run screws in, and put it back. I mean, simple fix. Now, with you having engineered hardwood, it's not quite as simple. Can you get underneath the floor?
Yes. I've
Okay.
got an unfinished basement with the only thing between me and the subfloor is insulation, so that can be pulled down.
Okay, I do know this does work. You have to understand how the house is built to do it, but you can actually go underneath and drill screws through at an angle. Now, obviously, you want to understand how it's all put together before you go doing this, because you don't want to run the screw up through your engineered hardwood, obviously.
Right. Yeah.
But
right.
But if you do, you can actually catch the subfloor and pull it back some. This is not the ideal fix. The ideal fix is the first one I gave you. I'm just giving you an idea.
Right.
If you wanted to attempt that, it can be done, or you can even shim. You can put shims in between it, but I mean it's not going to be perfectly level. There's
and I'm afraid with shims it will affect the next nail down on the joist.
Correct.
And possibly pull it out.
That is correct. That can certainly happen. Like I say, the best way is to take it up and run screws down and put it back in. If you wanted a possible fix, but this is something I can't guarantee to work, but I have done it before and it worked on like my own house, is run like a decking screw through the joist at an angle to where it actually catches the subfloor and pulls it down.
Right. Well, when they put the floor down, they put the floor down wrong anyway, because they put the screws into the tongue, not where the tongue meets the floor. So it's halfway between where it should be put.
Gotcha.
So right now, I can look in there on the floor, and I can see a gap where I can see the staples going into the subfloor.
Okay. Yeah, I see what you're saying.
And, yeah.
It sounds like, take it up and secure that floor. But if you're going to do it, make sure to do every spot. Don't just do the spot that's coming up. Go ahead and do it all while it's there.
Yeah. My contractor says she's not going to pay for replacing the floor, even though the builder put it down wrong. But I think that's. But you answered my question in the fact that if they try to glue it, I'm going to tell them no, that's not acceptable. And if they put screws down, I want them to do the whole floor. I want the whole subfloor done.
Yeah, that would make sense.
All right.
Okay.
Well, thanks for the call, William. I appreciate it.
Thank you very much.
Yeah,
all
sure.
Right.
Sometimes I know contractors will do screws and nails just to be sure we don't end up with squeaks.
Yeah, screws, nails, and liquid nails under. I mean,
yeah,
it's one of those things you can't get back too easily. So, I mean, it's worth overkill in the beginning, as far as I'm concerned, just because you don't want to have to get back in there.
So, I would say, sometimes just because you do see evidence of glue or any type of adhesive like that doesn't mean they didn't use it. Don't be too worried if that's the case. I see it a lot from underneath the house, where I'll see glue squishing out from behind the joists.
Now we go from mystery sounds to a mystery pipe, which a client of mine found in the kitchen island of a home he was purchasing. You can check out a photo of what we're looking at in our RIC Home Inspections photo from the field, which is included in the show notes of this podcast.
We haven't really talked about this yet.
The RIC Home Inspections photo from the field.
What are you looking at? I know what I'm doing.
Did you see that? Yeah, we were in the house this week, and a buyer comes to me. He's like, "What is this pipe? What's the deal with this pipe?" And my kitchen island. And he was curious about what this was, so I figured it'd be worth sharing so folks can see what it is. Basically what that is, it's an old kitchen exhaust vent. This was on an island that probably had a stove originally placed in it, and that exhaust vent was venting through that vent pipe, which went to the outside. Actually, the garage was directly below, so that's essentially an exterior space. That's basically how that thing was vented. They moved the stove, but didn't take the pipe out. I don't know why they didn't take the duct out. I don't know if they ever considered.
Maybe if someone else wanted to go back to it, maybe. I don't know.
But that's what you got there. That's what that duct was. We got another issue hiding or kind of peeking around the corner there from the duct.
I mean, I see the wires that aren't in a junction box.
That's it.
I was actually literally looking like at the corners of the picture, and all that. Yeah, I did.
Shane was like, he was scooting over, thinking that maybe if I could see around the corner from the frame.
Y'all don't realize, but this is a 3D picture in here.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, that's right. You're correct. The other issue there is the open electrical line terminations that are exposed, and somebody could get shocked by those things. So you definitely would not be in good hands in that situation.
Aluminum siding was a popular product on homes across the country during the 70s and 80s. This also means that those with aluminum siding are now wondering what to do with it after 40 years or so of wear and tear. We discussed this on the show thanks to a question that was emailed to us from Brian in Greenville.
He says, I have a home with aluminum siding. The home is 45 years old. Siding finish is very faded, even missing in some places. Is there a way that I can restore the siding finish without having to remove or replace it completely? What are your thoughts?
I'm sure there's ways to do it. I haven't ever really had to get into painting or finishing aluminum siding, but generally there is ways to do things like this.
And there are, and I looked it up. So
good job.
I did my research. So here's the answer to your question, Brian. First of all, you want to make sure that the siding is aluminum. And how can you tell that? Well, one of the easiest ways is to just knock on it. So if it has a hollow sound, if it sounds like metal, probably is. So that'll help you determine whether or not it's a metal siding as opposed to vinyl. But more importantly, it could be something other than aluminum. It could be galvanized steel, for example. So you might want to check that before you go out and buy the products that you would apply to aluminum. One of the ways you can do that is try to stick a magnet to it.
That's what I was sitting here thinking, the magnet thing.
Yeah, so if the magnet doesn't stick, then it's not aluminum. But if it is, here's what you want to do. You want to clean the siding first, just like you would anything else. But the approach is a little bit different. If you take a pressure washer to it, you do your usual a quarter cup of laundry detergent or something like that with 4 gallons of water. But with aluminum siding, you might have a condition on it called chalking. It's where you rub your hand along it, and then you get
I know what you're talking about.
Chalky feeling on your fingers. And that's typical to find in paint that's intended for use on aluminum surfaces. You want to get all that off. So what you also want to mix into your pressure washing solution is trisodium phosphate, TSP. There are solutions that you can actually purchase at some of the big box stores that'll also do the job. So you want to include that in your pressure washing project there. So you want to clean off the siding. Always make sure whenever you're working with siding, spray at an angle pointing downward, so you're not spraying it up into the weep holes of the siding and into your house.
Gotcha.
So you want to rinse off the siding as if you are the rain coming down out of the sky. Just make sure you don't do any damage. And then, of course, look for any damaged siding you might want to take care of. Bang out any dents like you would a car. But here's where most projects go wrong when it comes to aluminum siding, is when folks choose the wrong primer. So, number one, never, ever, never, ever, never.
No.
Yeah,
Where's Rob?
Oh, dang it. I don't have them on my button bar. Avoid latex primer. The issue with that is it contains ammonia, which will react with the aluminum over time if you have a latex primer. And that's just going to form bubbles, which will end up bubbling up underneath your paint finish, and your paint's going to peel and look nasty. You want to use an oil-based primer. An oil base will absorb any of the chalking pigment we talked about before. It provides that extra layer of protection from the outside elements. You can also use an acrylic primer, which will also act as a strong base. That acrylic primer can only be used with acrylic paint, so remember that. But that's pretty easy because the paint you want to use is acrylic. Use acrylic paint, nothing else. That's what's recommended. So after you apply your 2 coats of primer to the siding, make sure you let it dry a little bit longer than normal. Because your acrylic or oil-based primer is going to take a little bit longer to dry. Apply your paint properly, and as long as you do that, just like you would everything else, and allow everything to dry properly. Do it in the right weather conditions. Don't want to do it if it's raining or not the right
too
temperature.
Cold.
And go through the trouble of adding 2 coats and do it right, and you should be good.
This episode of the Home Pros Radio Show podcast is sponsored by HomeBinder. There is no better way to organize paint colors and home documents, get maintenance reminders, receive email alerts of appliance recalls, and share valuable information about your home with potential buyers. For a limited time, use promo code HomeProsRadio, all one word, to upgrade to our premium edition for the life of your ownership. Visit us online at HomeBinder.com or simply click on the link provided in the show description of this podcast. HomeBinder, a homeowner's best friend.
Now let's bring back Linda, who we met earlier in the episode during the Closing Contractor Mystery Sound. She may have missed the guess on the pressure washer, but she was such a good sport that she hung on for our Home Pros Radio Show Trivia Challenge. Let's see how she does.
All right, Linda, thanks for hanging on.
Thank you, sir.
You want to play a game with us? We're going to play a game, whether you like it or not.
Game.
Yeah, exactly. So it's time for our Home Pros.
The Home Pros Radio Show Trivia Challenge.
Okay, so here's what I have. There's a website out there, Linda. All right, everybody settle down, quiet down. All right, thank you. There's a website out there. It's called Fixer, and it provides a bunch of pricing on different things around your home. Gives you an idea of, as a homeowner, if you're going to call and have something done to your home, what it would cost. So, Linda, what I'm going to do is they do some comparisons, all right? And I'm going to give you a couple of different projects around the house, and you can tell me which is more expensive than the other. So, like, for example, if you want to, do you have a driveway?
Yes, sir.
All right. What kind of driveway? Is it a concrete or is it?
Just rocks.
It's rocks, or you have a gravel driveway?
Gravel. Yes,
yeah. Gravel driveways are great because they drain very nicely.
Really well, yes.
Yeah. But let's say, Linda, you're going to go and you're going to put in a driveway, and you're trying to decide if you want to do an asphalt driveway or a concrete driveway. Those installations would have a certain price per square foot. So I was wondering if you happen to know offhand which one would be more expensive to install. Would it be an asphalt driveway or a concrete driveway, according to Fixer? Concrete, and the answer is correct. There you go. Nice. All right, so Linda, let's say that your windows are rotted out, wood windows, and you're deciding, I don't want to have to deal with that. I'm going to put in a vinyl or maybe an aluminum window. Which of the two would you say would be more expensive? Is it vinyl or aluminum?
Right now, the aluminum.
Aluminum is correct. You're 2 for 2. So, yeah, according to Fixer, the price for Shane's like, I have no idea. The price for replacing 6 aluminum windows or installing 6 aluminum windows would be like $4,600. Vinyl would be $3,100. So,
okay.
Yeah, absolutely. All right. Well, let's say that, Linda, do you ever get on your roof and check it out?
No, sir.
Oh, okay. It's probably a smart thing. It's dangerous. If you were to replace your roof, you have an asphalt roof, right, with shingles, or let's say you want to go with a metal roof. You tell me which one would be more expensive to install on your home. Would it be a metal roof or an asphalt?
Metal.
You were right on that one. Very good.
Linda's spot on.
Yeah, absolutely. So the metal roof would be, according to Fixer, for 1,500 square foot home, you could expect to spend anywhere from, this is a range, $7,500 to $15,000.
That is a range.
And then for an asphalt roof, $2,100 to $4,800. So, all right, one more. How about we do one more? Wood. So let's talk about wood and vinyl fencing. You see all kinds of different fencing products out there, Linda. Do you have a fence around your yard?
Partially, yes, sir.
Yeah, okay. Is it wood? Is it a wood fence or a chain link?
Chain link.
If you were to go with something fancy like a wood or a vinyl fence, tell me, what would be a more expensive installation? Would you think it would be a wood fence or a vinyl fence?
I'd say vinyl.
And the answer is... You are, 1, 2, 3, 4 for 4. Perfect score. Way to go.
Congrats to Linda for turning her luck around on the Home Pros Radio Show Trivia Challenge. We're so glad she hung on to participate, and we're also very glad you joined us for our podcast. You can catch more from the Home Pros at homeprosradio.com. Click subscribe to keep up with each and every podcast as it's published. Also, please take a moment to leave us a review to let us know what you think about our show. Also, you can reach us directly at ask@homeprosradio.com if you'd like us to answer your home improvement questions. I'm Tommy Donovan with RIC Home Inspections, and for my co-host Shane Hips with Closing Contractor, we'll catch you next time on the Home Pros Radio Show podcast.
Thank you for listening to the Home Pros Radio Show. If you have a question for the Home Pros, visit us online at homeprosradio.com, where you can contact us directly and also learn more about the topics and guests we bring to you each week. It's the Home Pros Radio Show online at homeprosradio.com or on the radio at 94.5 WGTK, The Answer.